Welcome everybody to Steelman Outdoors. So this is my very first YouTube video. Welcome. I don't know what's brought you here, but if you enjoy this type of thing like I do, then please carry on watching, like and subscribe, all that jazz that people say. In truth, I've got no idea what I'm doing, absolutely none. This is the first ever time I've tried to record myself, so bear with me, it could be a complete disaster. But today I wanted to come out and show you the Polish Lavvu. This is the very first time I've set it up. Hopefully future me will drop in some sequences of me setting that up. It actually was quite easy. I've made a couple of modifications to it already, which I'm going to show you around in a second. So yeah, let's get into it. So here it is, the Polish Lavvu, which is actually just two halves of a poncho. It's made of canvas, so really rugged and durable. And as you can see, I've actually put some paracord on the grommets or eyelets, I'm not sure what they're called, just to try and lift it off the floor a bit. You can see there's a gap underneath, and that aids with airflow. It will keep the canvas off of the floor, stop it rotting in future. So I'm told by other people on YouTube, so thumbs up for that, thank you. Now this is the very first time that I've actually set it up, so it might not be the best pitch in the world. And I actually went for the size 1. You can tell that by this grommet here. Usually for sizes 2 and 3, you'll have 2 or 3 different grommets, so you can tell the size of each one. I got this from Military Mart. It was $49.95, including delivery with that bag as well. So it's absolutely mint condition, never been used. One half was issued in 1988 and the other in 1987. But as you can see, brand spanking new. I am very, very happy with it. I've not yet got in it to see how spacious it is, so let's try that now. Well, there's acres of space for me, and I am 5'8.5". That half is important. Easily sit up. I've got probably 1.5 feet maybe of headroom, no problem whatsoever. There's some handy little tassels here that I can hang a candle off or a head torch. Acres of space in front for my kit. In fact, let's bring you inside. Some of you will no doubt recognise that badge. Legend. Doesn't need a shout out, it's got so many followers already. I've only got 3, so you know who you are. You're one of the reasons I'm out here. Okay. So one thing I will say, and that's echoed by you probably not seeing very much in here, it's very dark inside the Lavvu. Could get a good night's sleep in here, I think. Now the wind was supposed to be picking up today, but as you can see right now, still silent. I'm actually in an area of the woodland. You can just see over here, you might see in future clips, there's an actual mountain bike trail. So every now and then people do whiz by on mountain bikes. I'm sure they're looking at me thinking, what the hell is that guy doing? I'm actually thinking that myself as well. Oh, that was right on cue. Actually, because the trail goes down that way, it doesn't look like they see me as they come past. But it's such a beautiful area of woodland. I came here last week. It's on my Instagram, link in the whatever it's called, bio, I don't know, comments. Such a noob. Yeah, so the main thing for me to do today was to come out, test that Lavvu, put it up, make sure I could see if it handled the wind actually, but I'm not sure if it's going to need to in here. It's quite sheltered by the rest of the woodland anyway, so even if the wind does get up, I think it's supposed to be about 40-mile-per-hour gusts today. I don't think there's going to be any problems in here. So, I guess it's time for me to sit down and have a coffee. I'll bring you back in a second. Standard Nalgene bottle. In fact, here's a question for you all. How much kit is too much kit? I posed the same question on my Instagram. A few people liked the post, but nobody actually commented. Oh, apart from one, shout out to Cheshire Wanderer. Nice guy. We've been chatting over Instagram, and this are actually videos for you, so I hope that you watch this video. You've already liked and subscribed, my first subscriber, so can't wait to meet the guy. His name's Mike. I'll put a link in his channel and his Instagram in this, wherever you put it. Seems like a really nice bloke, and I've watched some of his videos. Top dude. So the question, back to that, how much gear is too much gear? I've only come out today literally with the poncho, some basic stuff for making a coffee. I brought my catapult for a bit of target practice. Hopefully I'll capture some of that on video later. I've got the standard Bushman tools. I've got my, hold on, backhoe, Baco, Laplander. Quality little saw. I think I paid 17 quid off Amazon for it. No links in description because there's only about 3 of you on here. There's not much point. But I could do a review on it later if people like that kind of thing. The piece de resistance, Christmas present. Ooh. Thought I heard something. I'm like nervous, don't know what to do if people come and think, what the hell is that guy doing? Anyway, piece de resistance. Got this for Christmas from my wife. Thanks very much, darling. It's the TBS bore. Very sharp, awesome knife. I say awesome, I haven't used it much yet, so it's sharp. It does what a knife should do. I haven't even used it for batoning yet. Cut some bits of paracord with it. That seemed to work really well. Me being typically me, I don't know if any of you are like this, but I have spent countless hours watching other YouTubers over the past, I don't know, maybe 1.5 years now, and I've been sitting in my armchair at home going, that looks nice, that looks nice. Every time I see something that's useful or really nice, I'm hitting that buy button. I've got a garage full of stuff, so hopefully there'll be loads more videos that you can come and have a look and see the kind of stuff that I've got, and try and put some of it through its paces. And this is a typical example. I could have just bought the knife, but no, had to buy the sheath with the, I think it's a DC, is it DC4? No, it's one of the, it's the newer one I think. Let me get it out and show you. I think the DC4 has like 2-sided, but this is a DC, I don't know, it's either a 2 or 4 I think. But this has got a ceramic back, so this side on here, and then a sharpening stone on here. Never used it, probably will have to at some point. Never successfully sharpened a knife before, so that will be a treat as well for you all. Such a noob. Can't even get it back in the sheath. I'll probably cut some of this waffle out. In fact, that's another thing. Never edited a video before, so that'll be a learning curve as well. But also got the ferrocerium rod. Is that ferro rod? That's what they call it. Striker. It's actually pretty good. I used that last week to light some fat wood so that I could get my Trangia stove going. And I added a piece of shock cord to it so that when I put it in the sheath, I can lock it down and it's not going to come off. Great bit of kit that will get heavily used over the course of this year, I'm sure. check back for more. Might do a full review on that at some point as well. Like I said, I brought my catapult. You know, I don't even know when I bought this. This wasn't anything to do with bushcraft, so previous to bushcrafting and being outdoors, I was very much a fisherman, so loved carp fishing, pretty much the same as this. Take a tent into the middle of nowhere, you're around a lake, set it up for a few days, have a great time. But this goes back to my youth, so I used to have a black widow when I was younger, and spent some time being a rogue around the streets, firing that at sparrows and whatnot. So I bought this, I don't know, maybe 5, 6, maybe more years ago, not even sure. It's been sitting in my garage, only used it once or twice, so I thought I'd bring it out and give it a shot. It's quite big and bulky for that little pack. And actually, another shout out. There it is. Got this little gadget from, I want to say West Yorkshire Catapults. Not sure if that's the right person. Got the sticker on the back of my iPad, so I'll check it out. This was actually on Hayes Outdoors. He had one of these. It's like a little ammo holder. So it's a magnet necklace. So I'll take them off, you'll see. So the ball bearings here, and then you just dip that in. They all stick to it. Then you've got a supply of ammo tucked in on a necklace. Sweet little gadget. I think it was only about 5 or 6 quid as well, so love that. Shout out to whoever made it. Gonna give that a shot later. Brought a can of Coke especially for me. Actually getting quite thirsty now, all this talking. Don't normally talk this much, I'm normally quite a quiet person. In fact, I'm just rabbiting on, ain't I? I was making a coffee, I think that's what I was doing. Can't remember what that's called. Quite popular though. Saw it on a video at some point, purchased it. Bit of a nightmare to get this out though, actually. Push from the bottom, I think it's a bit easier. Most of you will recognise this. Stanley something or other. This has been used quite a few times, you can see. Quality little pot. Most people, in fact, I keep that in there just to keep everything from rattling around. And here's the Trangia stove. So I do have the Trangia mini kit as well. But today I just needed the burner, so didn't bring all of that. What I was saying was, most people tend to take these cups out. Now I do have a titanium cup that goes on the bottom of this, but do you know, I quite like this cup. There's 2 of them that comes in the kit. Most people take them out, but I quite like drinking from it, so it's just a little place. The Trangia fits in nicely in the top of it. Everything's there if you need it. I suppose I could do a review on that at some point. I don't really want to be a reviewer, I think. I don't even know what I want to be, so keep watching to find out, I guess. I just like being outdoors, I guess. This is an excuse for me to come out and just be in the middle of nowhere. I say middle of nowhere, there's a bike trail over there where people whizzing past every now and then, but out in the woods, out in the peace and quiet, broken by me rabbling on, I guess. I keep saying I guess as well. I'm sure I'll cut some of this shit out when I learn how to do that. Oh yeah, I started talking about the tools that I've got, so for God's sake, saw, knife, and the other standard axe, well, hatchet really. This is the Fiskars X7. Watched a review on that once, looked awesome. I think my missus got me it for Father's Day, so shout out to Mrs. and kids, thanks very much. Have used this quite a lot actually. For the size, not too bad. I would quite like one of them, is it a Grand Force forest axe? Or maybe even a Halter Force, I've been looking at them as well. Need to slice my hand open then. So, it never matters how much gear that you've actually bought. There's always something on the buy list. Okay, let's make a coffee then. Actually, a bit thirsty, I'll have a bit of Coke first. Diet, of course. What am I doing? Back in a minute. That was a bit of a fail. I'm not even going to explain what I was doing. Got some fat wood that I collected last week. Smells good. Got these off eBay. I thought one thing that I wasn't keen on about the Stanley was that even when you put it in, like I've got like a twig stove, it doesn't sit that well. You can't adjust the height, so got these off eBay. I think it was about £3.50. They slot together. Hopefully I'll do some shots of like close-up stuff so they can really see what's going on, but probably won't. That sits on top of the Trangia burner when you open the lid. So I've only used this a couple of times. So far so good. I'm just trying to remember if I bought my windshield, but it's not too bad here. Hopefully it'll be okay. That sits on the top of there, and then the Stanley has something to rest on there. Works a treat. Now last week was the first time I came out into the woods and found some fat wood and used that with my knife and ferro rod to light a small flame, and then I used that to light the Trangia. Dead happy with myself. But this week, I'm gonna be a bit lazy. Trusty Bic lighter. So just let that bloom. I think that's what they call it. Top tip, only measure out the amount of water that you need to boil. Makes it far quicker. And also put the lid on. Right, I've lost something already. Where did I just put them little cross things? I literally just had it. It's right there in front of me, for God's sake. That's how easy it is to lose things. Just got a notification from ASOS. Trying to make me buy some clothes, no doubt. Oh yeah, that's another point. So all of this is being filmed on my smartphone, my iPhone. I have got a camera coming through the post probably next week, hopefully. So I'm gonna wait for that to come through. Probably then upgrade to some more stuff that I don't need. And maybe the picture quality will be better after this. I have no idea what this is gonna look like or what it's gonna sound like, whether you can even hear me. Suppose this is the first real test. We'll see how it goes, shall we? I'll try and keep everything organised. Really impressed with the Lavvu though. Clearly just been in storage for many years. I love it. It's a bit heavy. I think when I weighed it in with the bag that I've got, that also come from Military Mart. I think I said it was £3.50 earlier. If I didn't, that's how much it was. I think it came in at about 3.2 kilograms. Actually takes up a fair bit of space in my Carrymore Sabre 45. Which is this bad boy. This is an awesome bag as well. Really made from high durable material. And yes, I've got the pouches on the side. Yet another thing. Great bit of kit though. Quite heavy with everything in it. So I think with the Lavvu, the bag, just having a coffee, a tarp, some water, and my Bushcraft tools, of course. Yeah, I think that's all I've got. Hold on. Oh no. Some spare meths for the Trangia burner. And a windshield, which I probably should have put on because you can see these flames going a little bit mental. I would guesstimate that came in at about probably 6 or 7 kilograms. I mean, I know that doesn't sound heavy, but there wasn't that much space left in the bag, to be honest. I can put the side pouches on, and I think that gives another 12 litres or so. It's roughly 70 litre bag when you've got everything attached to the side of it. Unlike the Predator model, it doesn't have the sort of molly straps on the outside, so I'm not really sure if I was to roll this up in its waterproof bag, how I could attach that maybe to the outside. I think this is going to have to go in the inside of the bag. Anyone's got any suggestions or how they've done that in the past, let me know in the comments, if there will be comments, if anybody ever watches this. I'm sure I'll get used to it at some point. And you might have noticed this is obviously daytime. I'd like to come back and do a wild camp. I've never done one solo. I've done two wild camps in the past. One at the Peak District. That was on Stanage Edge at the top of there. Not far from Robin Hood's Cave. Gorgeous place up there. And I also did one in this woodland, not in this area though, way over that side. It was really boggy over there. I did some hammock camping in that. You might see some of that, some of the pictures in my Instagram, link below. But I'd like to come back to this little area because it's really, really nice and picturesque. So this forest is a mixture of coniferous and deciduous trees. No idea what that means. I think it means some of them drop their leaves over winter, some of them don't. I'm assuming this part is the coniferous. I assume a fir tree is coniferous. It's coniferous, conifer tree, fir tree. Got to be that, ain't it? But it does have birch tree, oak tree, and other trees that I probably don't know the names of or how to recognise. But obviously birch and pine being a proper bushman's tool. In fact, last week I saw some polypore fungus, birch polypore, that was on a downed birch tree. Big, huge things. There's a video of it, in fact, on my Instagram, so go check that out. And after Googling that to see what it was, I'd seen it on other people's YouTube videos. I wasn't 100% sure that it was the birch polypore, so took a video of it, went home, Googled it, and it's a very useful fungus for a bush person. You can make plasters out of it, a strop for a knife, so if you dry it out and then attach it to a piece of wood, then you can have a leather, it's like a leather strop. Obviously it's not leather, it's fungus. And there was one more thing. Should have looked it up before I started recording this. I think it's actually a bit of an antibiotic as well. I think I read that. Actually, something about a HIV virus. So some kind of blocker for some, I don't know, just Google it. It's probably on Wikipedia. Freaking useless. Getting there. Wind started to pick up. We're supposed to have 40-mile-per-hour gusts today. Probably should get my windshield out. Otherwise I'll probably run out of meths before my coffee's boiled. So I guess the question is, what do you guys want to see? Me just rambling on out in the woods, gear reviews, silent bushcraft videos? Quite like watching them as well. I've no idea how much of this will make the actual edit, if I can even edit it. I mean, I'm already up to, I think that says 22 minutes. 22 minutes of waffling shit. Oh well, I suppose the good thing is that once this is on the internet and it's on my channel, you know, my kids will be able to watch it back in a few years' time when I'm gone. What a sober thought. Keep it lively, Andy, keep it lively. Nicely sheltered from any wind in here though. Let's get a shot of the Trangia burning, shall we? Whoop, nearly fell over. Different camera angle, check me out, pro. That went hitch free. Managed to boil some water, so we won't be going thirsty today. Put stuff back where I put it, where I got it from. I'm a right bugger for losing stuff. Bought some of these Kenko coffee things. It's a 3-in-1. I don't even have milk in coffee, just because it had sugar in it and I couldn't be arsed like filling up my little test tubes. Got that idea off somebody on YouTube as well. You know what? I'm sorry if I'm like waffling on and none of you actually even want to hear any of this. I suppose I'll put all of the stuff for the Polish Lavvu at the start and then you can just turn off if you want. I do skip through videos every now and then, you know, I don't watch every single minute of every single video. Unless it's a really good one. Take your rubbish home, leave no trace. Ugh. Success. You know, it's dead satisfying just even coming out and having a coffee in the woods. I love it. Even on my own. I've got a couple of other friends that are kind of into camping, bushcrafting. Shout out to Geordie Lee. If you ever watch this, you know who you are. He's most likely to come to me and come with me. In fact, he was the guy that came on my last wild camp in these woodlands with me. But he works shift work, so he doesn't always get to come. Too early to drink a beer. In fact, I've got to say that as well. My beer consumption has gone right up since watching Bushcrafters on YouTube. All these craft pale ales, delicious. And cooking as well. That's the thing I'm gonna do. I like to eat. Don't we all? I hope it doesn't rain. I know this is waterproof. In fact, it'll have to get tested at some point to see if it's waterproof. I could fab seal it, I guess. But I can't be arsed packing it away when it's wet. It gets extra heavy then, apparently. And not only that, you have to dry it out. And I haven't got much space at home to do that. I have a garage, but most things are like mouldy in there because it's wet and horrible anyway. So I don't really want to put this in. I wonder if you can put it in a tumble dryer. Anybody done that? Let me know. Suppose I better get some scenic shots of me just drinking a coffee randomly from around the warehouse then. Don't even work in a warehouse. The Lavvu comes with its own tent pegs as well. They're kind of, I don't know what kind of shape is that, concave, so that when you put it inside the tube that makes up the pole, the centre pole, they stay in there. And obviously these have been in there since the 1980s. I don't know if you can see that. There's a bit of corrosion on it, but not too bad actually. Sharp though. A lot of people replace these, so I'm not sure how I feel about that yet. Might keep hold of them. It looks the biz, doesn't it? I mean, for the price, they're 40 quid on Military Mart. I think people used to pick them up for about 20 as well. You can't really beat that, can you? Took quite a few shots actually. Let's hope I never have to rely on this to catch my dinner. But hit it in the end, quite pleased with that. So there we have it guys. That's my very first setup of the Polish Lavvu. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sorry if I waffled on too much. I've got no idea what I'm doing. So if you stuck it out this far, nice one, thumbs up. Hopefully there'll be more content up soon. Check out my Instagram as well. I might try and do a time lapse of me putting it away. I'm just going to enjoy the rest of my coffee and then yeah, and we'll see how it goes. So thanks for coming. See you again at some point.